Articulate, please, articulate.
The conductor is the convener of everybody that is in the orchestra.
The movement is upward. The string has room to vibrate.
The maestro leads the symphony.
Coordinating 90 people, everybody with their own life story.
No, to the middle of the bar.
Preparing them for opening night.
To be centered in the moment.
1, 2. I don't know, that's not an accent.
No detail too small.
That person that helps you unify the interpretation of a piece of music.
Do an accent that is just like so accented that I say yikes.
How long is long? How short is short?
It's punchy, but it's also short.
How fast it's fast.
It has to be punchy without being crunchy. I'm running out of adjectives here.
The conductor comes and leads with vision, with musical concept.
Good.
Ernesto Estegaribia Musi is the conductor and music director of the Sheboygan Symphony Orchestra.
I'm also in charge of shaping the sound of the orchestra. Not just the sound of one concert, but the sound in general, the sonic identity, if you will, of the ensemble.
He's sharp, he's dynamic, he demands our best, and I think he gets it. I think we're playing better now than we've ever played before, in my experience.
Clarinist Joe Militia's experience with the symphony goes back to the 1980s. His knowledge goes even deeper as orchestra historian.
We're the oldest continuously performing orchestra in Wisconsin history.
But being more than a century old doesn't mean being old-fashioned. Ernesto has expanded the repertoire.
This week, we are performing Fiesta by Peruvian composer Jimmy Lopez. In that piece, he draws music from different walks of life. Afro-Peruvian music, folk music from Latin America, classical music, and techno music, EDM, if you will, electronic dance music. Put all that in the blender, shake it really well, and then you have this incredible piece of music.
All right, everybody, let's take a break. Thank you.
A piece of music from a fellow South American that resonates with Ernesto.
I was born and raised in Paraguay, South America. I was a member of the National Symphony Orchestra of Paraguay at a very early age.
Growing up, Ernesto was exposed to all kinds of music, but classical would come to hold a special place for him.
Sundays, we always had classical music. In fact, that brings me back memories from childhood and breakfast being prepared, the bread being toasted. That moment in the weekends that we can just take time and bond, which is a beautiful thing to do with your parents or your children if you're a parent.
Ernesto found similar warmth and connection through music when he began his formal musical education in the American Midwest.
I've always loved the Midwest, the people, how kind, how warm they are. I decided to dabble into conducting. It involves my two favorite things, which is music and being around people.
And with the opening night of the Sheboygan Symphony season comes the chance to touch many more people with the power of music.
I start to work backwards from the audience perspective. How am I gonna touch the audience? making sure that we are bringing out every drop of juice that the music has to offer. Our audiences are, touched, impressed by the sounds that you hear, because when you come to the concert hall, not only you get to see the musicians, hear the music, but in a way like your bones are vibrating in sympathy with the music. You have to make music in a way that will touch people's souls.